What is up, you guys? It is Lay Artista here with another video. Today is Wednesday, the 12th, and today we're going to be doing a how-to video. This video is going to be a how to ride a motorcycle video. So if any of you guys are thinking about getting a motorcycle like mine, or like a faster one like a crotch rocket, then this video is going to be perfect for you. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so before I even start doing anything, and this is going to be a basic video, I'm not going to talk about the gears as much, but I'm going to tell you how to change them, because obviously that's a big important part. So first we're going to talk about the gears and all the mechanisms on the side and on the front of the bike. So as you can see, I have my key in here. I'm going to turn it on. Oh, there's another one here. If I turn it this way, then it locks the bike, but it has to be turned. That is like a security thing. So if someone tries to take it, it's turned and it's not easily accessed. So guys, this is the odometer. It reads the miles per hour, shows the time. I always leave it on time. And again, it's on right now so you can see the lights. And it also lights up and the light turns on as well. So there's a button back here. With my finger, I'm gonna push it and it changes everything. That's how many miles it has right now. I think it started out around 4,500. So I'm about 100 miles away from getting that 1,000-mile mark. I actually bought it when it was at 4,500, so that'll be a kind of cool moment for me. And then this shows how many miles I have left until I need to get a refill on gas. This one, I actually have no idea what it reads. I might have to look up that. I know it has something to do with miles, obviously, but I don't know what A stands for. That might be how many miles I ran, or maybe how many miles, I'm not sure. How many miles until I need an oil change. I'm sure that might be actually what it is, but sometimes the odometers can read stuff like that. The next thing is more miles. Again, I have no idea what this stands for. 2,214 miles. It does say miles, but I don't know what B is. That might be another indication of something about my oil. Maybe the oil needs to be changed after that, or I can go off of that until I need another oil change or something like that, I'm sure. And then you go back to time. And there is a way to change this. I completely forgot, but you can read it in your owner's manual on whatever bike you decide to get. We're going to talk about the lights on the panel. So you can't see these, maybe you can a little bit. There's 4 things. Looks like it's a 6, and then the engine, and then the gas, and then the battery. If the battery is doing this, usually that means you're turning it on, and then when it starts off, it'll go away. So that's not a bad thing. If it's red, I'm pretty sure you have a bad battery or you need to get it looked at or recharged. This is the gas thing. If it's orange, lighting up orange, that means you're low on gas. I see that every day, obviously. Not every day, probably once a week. I probably have to fill up once a week. And then this is the engine. Obviously, if this is lit up, you want to go check with a mechanic and get that looked at. And then the 6, I actually have no idea what that is. That's another one of those things that I have not had a problem with yet, or I don't even know what that stands for on a motorcycle. And then another thing, the last thing here in the corner, that one is definitely hard to see. That is a key symbol right here. Yeah, you can see it now. That is a key symbol. That means when the ignition starts, it lights up very quickly and then goes away. And then the bike starts and you're good to go. And down here, you've got your left turn signal. You've got your right turn signal. And the oil, that's usually on when you turn it on. But when you turn, like when the bike is running, you usually don't see that. Neutral, you'll see that when you're in neutral, obviously. But in a little bit, we'll talk about the gears and when you're gonna see that. And then this is the bright light indicator, or your lights are on bright. So when I turn on the brights, you can see that light come on. But yeah, as you can see, those are the brights, and then when you see the bright light turn off, those are the low beams. Those are the beams that I usually keep it on. I've actually never had to use my high beams. All right, again, so this is very basic, so I'm not gonna run by a lot of things. I'm just gonna tell you about what each thing is. Right side rear view mirror, I use that all the time. You should as well. Front brake. This is about 70% of your brake. They'll tell you that in the class. So this is a big one. If you lose this, then you'll only have 30% brake and you might have to use your feet, which is very dangerous, and a lot of bikers do have to do that, which is not good. But yeah, anyway, that's the front tire that brakes. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it shows it. But yeah, that's the front tire. And then the brake, there's another brake down here that if you press on that, that is the back brake, and that's the 30%. That is not really big, but you're supposed to use both. Anyway, this is the throttle. You always want to check this before you ride or leave. And the reason being is because if it sticks like that, then you know you need to loosen it up. And there should be like a little dial right here. But yeah, you always want to make sure this is very loose. That way it rolls back just like that. So this is the run button, and this is the start button. And then this is the turn signal. And you gotta do that once. Once you turn it off. Sometimes it turns off on its own. Other bikes are different again. But anyway, I'm not gonna do this right now. I'm actually gonna turn it off so I can save the battery. But yeah, once you turn the run on and you hear the noise and it turns off, that's the ignition key flipping over. Then when it stops and you don't hear anything, you hit this start button. You gotta hold that down. But yeah, you turn the run on and you just press it, and the start, you gotta hold it down. That's for most bikes again. And then the left side, this is your clutch. You might hear that in a lot of manual cars. That's a very, very big deal to riding the bike. You'll learn that in a class, hopefully, that I'm pretty sure actually everyone has to take the safety course in order to legally ride a motorcycle. But yeah, that is the biggest thing to a motorcycle, is the clutch. This kind of works along with this down here. And again, this is the left rear view mirror. This is the horn, not gonna press that. I don't use that a lot. I usually just use this. If you have a motorcycle, you'll understand why. And especially if you're on a Harley. Harleys are loud, and if I'm in accidents or I'm in traffic, sorry, not accidents, but something that could lead to an accident, I usually use the horn, or I usually don't use the horn, I use the throttle to make sure they know that I'm there. But yeah, a lot of people tend to not know that I'm there, and they try to cut me off, and that happens a lot where I live. So that is a big issue. Lights, high, low, and then the left turn signal, on and off. But yeah, so that is the rear view brake, front brake, and the clutch. So we're gonna talk about this. So for any manual car, on the bottom, there's a pedal called the clutch. When you push that in, you can change gears. That is what opens up the channel, or it doesn't open up the channel, but it cuts off the power to the wheels in my bike, and it cuts off the power to the wheels in a regular manual car. That way you can change gears. So right now I just moved it to first, and I won't show you right now because I wanted to save the battery. But right now it shouldn't say neutral, so technically right now it's okay. But I'm still holding the clutch in. Once I'm in first, I easily let it out. So when you're driving, you should slowly let it out. You should feel something pull. So when you're letting it out, something kind of pulls on it, and that means the tires are starting to roll. And then you can just kind of let it the rest of the way out. And that doesn't mean start here and then let it all the way out. That's called dumping the clutch, and your bike will stall. It kind of jolts forward and stops. I've done that a lot, and you're going to do it a lot at the beginning when you start learning. So this is a 6-gear bike. So when I go down to first, right now I'm in first, clutch in, and I go up to second. And I do pass neutral. Neutral is in between first and second. So when I go down slightly, and then again, that's first, and then up slightly, neutral, second, and then third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So that's how you know. And then I usually do a couple of times after I push it all the way down just to make sure I'm in first. And then I go up one to make sure I'm in neutral, and then I can let out the clutch. That way when I start it, it actually says neutral. I always like to start in neutral, that way you're in a safe spot and it doesn't go forward. You see a lot of those stories. People running into fences, people running into cars in front of them where they're parked. A lot of issues with that. But yeah, I think another big thing is the kickstand. Obviously, when you start, you want to start off with kicking it up. If you don't kick it up, then obviously it's going to be a little difficult to get the bike going. So that's another big thing is kickstand. So that is the main big things. This button is just for my garage. I just use that to open and close it. I opened it a little bit so you guys have some light. And then this is the gas cap. I have showed off my bike in previous video, but this is the 2011 Harley Davidson Screaming Eagle Nightster. Screaming Eagle because it's of the pipes. The pipes are not stock. Again, they are Screaming Eagle pipes, which is basically a louder type of pipe. They used to be chrome, but the heat shields are basically wood on the outside. So these are the actual pipes. These are the heat shields. So yeah, I painted the heat shields black just because I think it matches better with the bike. I put the solo seat on, I said in another video, just to make it look more retro. My dad's bike actually has the same sort of seat. And yeah, he does have a Harley Davidson as well. I might talk about that in a future video. So yeah, that's all there pretty much is to it. Again, this is a lot of basic stuff. I don't have a GoPro, so I can't really be doing any stuff riding-wise. But, I mean, shocks, seat right here, engine. I hope you know that's the engine. Light. This is the button that changes the dials on the odometer. But yeah, there's a lot of basic things to kind of know about the bike, but I feel like some of it's pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, it is a 1200, by the way. It says 1200 on the engine right there. But that just is a Sportster, but it's a little bigger. So when they came out with this bike in 2011, they decided to call it a Nightster, because it is a bigger, yet still a Sportster Harley Davidson. Hope you liked that video. I hope it was kind of interesting or kind of informative for those of you trying to get a motorcycle's license. Please feel free to comment down below. I love seeing you guys comment stuff about my videos. I know you guys don't do it as frequently, but please do. It gives me ideas. It gives me feedback on how I'm doing and what you guys might want to see in future videos. And I hope that was informative. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you have any questions about the motorcycle stuff or anything in general. I will see you tomorrow on Thursday doing a cover of a song on the guitar. And again, let me know if you guys want to want me to do a how-to video or a specific cover that you guys would like to request.